Good morning. And welcome to Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. We are still trickling in because it's actually 10:59 and I'm starting early. My apologies, everyone.
Can't hear you.
It's on, it just needs to go up just a little bit more, I think. That's all right, I'll just keep talking and they'll just keep tweaking and we'll get there. Yep, I can see the flurry of activity. I think we're good. I think I can hear it. All right, let's try it again. Good morning. And now you can hear me say, welcome to Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. I am Reverend Katie McQuage-Loukas. My pronouns are she and hers. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you have come to us today in body or mind or spirit, whether you're joining us here in this sanctuary in person or watching us online, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If this is your first time, you are welcome here, and we are glad that you are here. And if this is your 500th time, you are welcome here, and we are glad that you are here. So the Reverend Sherry Woodbury is also doing a dirt communion this morning. And last night, she posted these lovely opening words to share them with all the other ministers. She says, whether by habit or out of need, whether in body or through cyberspace, you entered this sanctuary. Light, shining sky inside, open space for hearts and minds. There is no separation here of the sacred and the profane. No setting apart from the natural world. For nothing can be more precious than the ordinary beauty of spring or the stirrings of the human spirit. Let us bring then our holy hearts and our sacred bits of soil into this place of ritual and song. Let us once more commingle the elements of heaven and earth in this shrine of interconnection. Come, let us worship together.
Hi there, I'm Jane Ebone, and I'm your worship associate today. And Evelyn Counts is going to light the chalice today. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Our opening song today is hymn number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. Please rise as you're willing or able. covenant is the silk that joins Unitarian Universalist congregations, communities, and individuals together in a web of interconnection. The practice of promising to walk together is the precious core of our creedless faith. Please join me in saying our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity and fellowship. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Our responsive reading this morning is number 465 in the gray hymnal. It is The Wisdom to Survive by Wendell Berry, number 465. Please join in with me on the italicized text. If we will have the wisdom to survive, to stand like slow-growing trees on a ruined place, renewing, enriching it, if we will make our seasons welcome here, asking not too much of earth or heaven, then a long time after we are dead, the lives our lives prepare will live here, their houses strongly placed upon the valley sides, fields and gardens rich in the windows. The river will run clear, as we will never know it, and over it birdsong like a canopy. On the levels of hills will be green meadows, stock bells in noon shade. On the steeps where greed and ignorance cut down the old forest, an old forest will stand, its rich leaf fall drifting on its roots. The veins of forgotten springs will have opened. Families will be singing in the fields. In their voices, they will hear a music risen out of the ground. They will take nothing from the ground, they will not return, whatever the grief at parting. Memory, native to this valley, will spread over it like a grove, and memory will grow into legend, legend into song, song into sacrament. The abundance of this place, the songs of its people and its birds will be health and wisdom and indwelling light. This is no paradisal dream. Its hardship is its possibility. a few weeks ago, we had a reading about dirt, and by popular acclamation, we decided to do a dirt communion, and what better day than this Earth Day Sunday. So what we're going to do, any of you who brought dirt will be invited forward to put it in that bowl. We will mix it, we will bless it, and redistribute it for you to take home with you, so that we all have a little piece of each other's gardens. And if, like me, you don't have a garden, I live in an apartment complex, nevertheless, I brought a little bit of dirt from a place that is special to me, so I'm still in the mix, even if I don't have anywhere to put it when I take it home. So if you did not bring dirt today, that's okay. You can still take some. We're starting with a nice large base of potting soil, and I have some compostable bags so you can zip it and stick it in a purse and hopefully not make too much of a mess. As far as regathering it, since we're all gonna have to come up once to put it in, why don't we get it when we light candles? That way we're only getting up and down so many times. And I'd like to go ahead and start, since this is taking our time for all ages section, with kiddos. If you brought dirt, do you want to go first? No? Then I invite any of you to come forward as you are moved to bring your dirt and add it to the larger pot. All right, I think that is everyone. And so I'll include a little piece of that reading from a few weeks ago to remind us why we are doing this. And it's from Joy Berry, a religious educator. We know dirt happens. We know that dirt is what happens when you live a life joyfully, voraciously, authentically. When you are too busy cooking food and loving people and dancing and making things to keep every corner spotless every moment of the day. We knock it off our shoes. We wash it off our faces. We sweep it off the floors. But it's a part of us, and it should be. It's too powerful a thing to forget and dismiss. Dirt is foundational. The readier we are to put down roots and to grow and bloom and go to seed, the more we need dirt. We are a faith that says, come, come, whoever you are. Bring your imperfection, bring your truest, most authentic self, bring your dirt. We've all got it. It's part of what makes us whole human beings. And she wrote a blessing for a dirt communion that we did not include when we did the reading. So we will use it now to bless our dirt. And the knowledge that we are all of us imperfect, but come together in communities of grace, we bless this dirt. In the belief that we humans share an origin and a common destiny, we bless this dirt. In a sustaining faith in human redemption and growth, we bless this dirt. In the wisdom of science that tells us dirt is an important part of our own health and happiness, we bless this dirt. In understanding that all living creatures are connected and have a right to healthy soil, we bless this dirt. In hopes that we all continue to grow together in mind, body, and spirit, we bless this dirt. And so if any of the children would like to get some dirt to take to their classrooms, they're welcome to do so now as we sing them out, yeah? And Jace is our keeper of the flame. As we do every Sunday morning, we gather carrying all our bits and pieces from our messy human lives, from the week between Sunday to Sunday. We come with milestones and celebrations, with joys and with sorrows and anxieties too. And we bring those things because we bring our whole selves. And we know that someone in this room has also rejoiced or sorrowed. And we know that we are never alone. We need to light a special first candle this morning for Charlie Gibson, whom I'm sure many of you remember. I've been hearing stories for a couple of days now. He died, I think, 3 days ago in his sleep. And so we light a candle in his memory and in gratitude for the blessing that was his life. I invite you to come forward as you are moved to light candles of your own for your fears, your hopes, your dreams, your joys. And as you come forward, if you would like some dirt, please feel free to claim it and to take it with you to bless your homes and your gardens. We light one additional candle this morning for everyone who is not with us, for people watching at home, for people who are traveling, for people who are present in our hearts. We light this candle. And I close our candle time with a blessing. Today is Non-Binary Parents' Day, and I just had someone ask, what words do people use? So this is for the Zazas and the Lalas and the people I know who are neither mom nor dad. To all the in-betweens, outside ofs, not quites, both ands and neithers. We honor all of who you are and all of how you nurture and care. Through your authentic, embodied self, you impart a transformative love, a love that is abundant, bold, whole, holy, you. On this Non-Binary Parents' Day, may we amplify this transformative love into a world that allows you to be secure and safe, to rest, breathe, and relax. And on this joyous day, may we celebrate the sacredness of your relationship and role. I have a meditation for us this morning. It is from Thich Nhat Hanh's Love Letters to the Earth. And those meditations are from a larger collection, and they are meant to be read aloud. And then the practitioners fully lie down on the ground for deep breathing. And we don't really have enough room for everyone to do that. So what I am going to ask you to do when we get to that moment is really concentrate on either the way your foot feels on the floor, or your hips feeling your seat, or whatever connects you through chairs and floors to the earth itself. And so the bells are rung, they take 3 deep breaths while touching the earth, and they stand back up again. So I will read his second letter to the earth on wonder, beauty, and creativity. So let's settle in and relax and enter into a meditative space as I ring the bell for the first time. Dear Mother Earth, each morning when I wake up, you offer me 24 brand new hours to cherish and enjoy your beauty. Every miraculous life form, the clear lake, the green pine, the pink cloud, the snow-capped mountaintop, the fragrant forest, the white crane, the golden deer, and the extraordinary caterpillar. Each one has been born from you. So too has every brilliant mathematician, every skilled artisan, and gifted architect. And looking deeply, I can see that it is you who are the greatest mathematician, you the most accomplished artisan, and you the most talented architect of all. A simple branch of cherry blossoms, the shell of a snail, or the wing of a bat, each bear witness to this amazing truth. It is my deep wish, dear Mother, to live in such a way that I am awake to each of your wonders and nourished by your beauty. I cherish your precious creativity, and I smile to this gift of life. We humans have talented artists, but how can our paintings compare to your masterpiece of the 4 seasons? How could we ever paint such a compelling dawn or create a more radiant dusk? We have great composers, but how can our music compare to your celestial harmony with sun and planets, or to the sound of the rising tide? We have great heroes and heroines who have endured war, hardship, and dangerous voyages. But how can their bravery compare to your great forbearance and patience along your hazardous journey of eons? We have many great love stories, but who among us has love as immense as your own, embracing all beings without discrimination? Dear Mother, you have given birth to countless Buddhas, saints, and enlightened beings. Shakyamuni Buddha is a child of yours. Jesus Christ is the Son of God, yet also the Son of Man, a child of the earth, your child. Mother Mary is also a daughter of the earth. The prophet Muhammad is also your child. Moses is your child. So too are all the bodhisattvas. You are also mother to eminent thinkers and scientists who have made great discoveries, investigating and understanding not only our own solar system and Milky Way, but even the most distant galaxies. It is through these talented children that you are deepening your communication with the cosmos. Knowing that you have given birth to so many great beings, I know that you are not mere inert matter, but living spirit. You are yourself a great being, a bodhisattva. It is because you are endowed with the capacity of awakening that all your children are too. Each one of us carries within us the seed of awakening, the ability to live in harmony and with your deepest wisdom, the wisdom of interbeing. But there are times when we have not done so well. There are times when we have not loved you enough, times when we have forgotten your true nature, and times when we have discriminated and treated you as something other than ourself. There have even been times when, through ignorance and unskillfulness, we have underestimated, exploited, wounded, and polluted you. That is why I make the deep vow today with gratitude and love in my heart to cherish and protect your beauty, to embody your wondrous consciousness in my own life. I vow to follow in the footsteps of those who have gone before me, to live with awakening and compassion, and so be worthy of calling myself your child. And now take this moment to concentrate on how you touch the earth and take 3 deep, deep breaths in, out, in, and out, in, and out. And to remember what our prayer and song was, please remain seated for our meditation hymn, Spirit of Life.
Today's reading is Imagine by Lynn Ungar. Imagine with me for a moment. Don't worry, I'm not saying it's real. Imagine, if you can, that there has been not a calamity, but a great awakening. Pretend, just for a moment, that we all so loved our threatened Earth that we stopped going on cruises, limited international flights, worked on cherishing the places where we already are. In this pretty fancy, everyone who possibly can stops commuting, spends the extra time with their kids or pets or garden. We have the revelation that everyone needs health care, sick leave, steady work. It occurs to us that healthcare workers are heroes, also teachers, not to mention the artists of all kinds who teach us resilience and joy. Imagine, if you will, that we turn to our neighbors in mutual aid, trading eggs for milk, checking in on those who are elderly or alone. Imagine that each of us felt suddenly called to wonder. In this moment, what does the world need from me? What are my gifts? Yes, I know it's just a fantasy. The world could never change so radically overnight, but imagine.
Lynn wrote that poem in 2020, in March. And it's a bit strange to look around today in 2024 and remember that 4 years ago, we were all living rather differently. And the details of how we were living varied based on geography and work and the context of our lives. But no matter where we were and no matter what we were doing, we had a glimpse into a different world, one where we really did radically change overnight. And I hope we all remember the photographs of clear blue skies in parts of the world that are all too often hazy with smog, crisp snow-capped mountains in the background of vistas where they cannot usually be seen. And I don't want to draw any direct lessons here. The anomaly of the clear blue skies was pretty clearly offset by our ordinary human misery during that time, and by single-use plastic, and eventually even more drivers returned to the roads to fill the air once again with particulates, especially in places where public transportation had collapsed or was anxiety-inducing. And I will confess, that's when I got a car. When the trains aren't running on time anymore and you have to get to work, what else do you do? And the changes were never sustainable. The massive shift for COVID lockdown wasn't anything people were willing to live with for long. But I do think it revealed that major earth-shattering changes in how we live are possible. It revealed to us what might happen if everyone truly committed to changing our lives as a whole, not simply in small communities or as individuals. And I think, just as importantly, it serves as a reminder that so many of our choices are bound by the systems we live in and under, and that changing those systems has a much more drastic effect than any individual choices we can make. And this is not to say we should not make our individual choices, because of course we should. We should opt for renewable energy in our homes. We should choose sustainable materials for our home goods, and yes, we should recycle. But truly clearing the skies required just about every single one of us to stay home. And it just cleared the sky of our transportation pollutants, not everything else. And it took a worldwide pandemic to get it done. And so that first actual lesson is not everyone should stay home or everyone should stop doing a particular thing or start doing a thing. It is simply a reminder that we as individuals are, in the grand scheme of things, really quite small. The earth is so much more than we are. If tomorrow morning every single human being on earth vanished, the earth would continue. She would slowly erode and reclaim all of our constructions, all of our buildings. One day, all the scars we have left upon her would be gone. She has done so before in various ways and places and times. We've seen trees root themselves in ruins. We've seen desert ghost towns fill with sand, the sea and swamp reclaiming amusement parks. All of our harms, all of the desolation we human beings are capable of inflicting on this planet of ours, all of these things can and will be undone in time or adapted or ameliorated. The question is not whether the earth will survive, it is if we will survive, and what else and what other beings we might destroy along the way as we rush toward our own destruction. The first Earth Day was envisioned as a teach-in, and it brought together disparate groups working on various environmental issues, factory pollution and oil spills and wildlife welfare, and it gave them a place to unite, a banner. There's a literal banner, the earth as blue marble on a darker blue background. And that image, our earth surrounded by empty space, reminds us that this is it, this planet, this is what we have. And we can be tantalized by space travel and other planets, but the fact remains that right now, at this moment, this is our perfect home. It's more or less the right temperature, more or less the right humidity. We can grow all the right foods here for now. And so another lesson is that the earth does not belong to us. We belong to her. It is we who are dependent. All our responsibilities to this earth, to our mother, rely on this fact, the fact of our dependence. And it is our future that's on the line. The dirt we gathered and are redistributing today reminds us of that dependence. All that we are arises from this natural world. And we may not have been literally shaped by the hand of God from earth and clay, but the fact is that every single thing we have ever done and will ever make or become, all of this comes ultimately from the land on which we live. And one day we will return to that land in some form or fashion, and there is no escape, there is no other place. Even if we do find other planets and other homes in some distant future, we will still be part of the same cycles of life and death, just over a larger geography, a larger span of space and time. Often in our pride, we forget this. We believe we can do as we wish and suffer no consequences, or that our cleverness will save us, or that consequences are going to be somebody else's problem, or most tragically, not out of pride, sometimes from despair, we believe it doesn't matter anyway. And it is true that the earth will go on, with or without us. But our little sliver of blue skies for the space of a few days in 2020 shows us other possibilities, reminds us that there are other ways of being that might allow the earth to go on with us instead of without us. And we know that it is difficult, and we know that it is politically fraught, but I think we learned that it is indeed possible to make different choices collectively, to envision a different way of life. If it's possible to fast-track funding for vaccine research and turn around in mere months with a finished product, what else can we do? If it's possible to pay everyone to stay home and to give families more money, what else could we do? If it's possible for us to take care of our neighbors, to share our grocery shopping and our childcare, what other things might we be able to accomplish? And so I think there's also a lesson here that even if we cannot see the details, even if we do not yet know all the choices that might be before us, it is possible for us to make different choices, and it doesn't have to be this way. And maybe in some ways, this is not the most optimistic set of examples because so few of these changes have really lingered in our lives. The tax credits, many of them have expired. Many of us got back in our cars, more than were in cars before, as I said. We've become accustomed in some ways to even more single-use plastic, relying on even more deliveries, and so many of the solutions were only ever intended to be temporary in any case and weren't necessarily thought out in terms of long-term consequences. And possibly more distressing, we weren't able to keep folks masking for all that long, and people are becoming even more wild about vaccinations. But we already knew that this was hard. If it were easy, we would have done it already. And so I think what we really learned during that time is that we can do hard things. We can do them. And we learned that when people say something can't be done, they are wrong. When people say it's too late, we know it might be too late for some things, but it's never too late to try something else. We learned it is actually possible for us to radically reorient ourselves entirely overnight. And we learned that most people, most of the time, are actually willing to make grand, sweeping changes in how we live our lives. We just need a little structure and support to get it done. So what might be possible if we realized our own strength? Would we be able to imagine a healed relationship with this earth, our home, our mother, where we tread more gently on her surface? Even as we remember our dependence on the earth, that we come from and return to the soil, we must also remember that we are gardeners too. We are active participants in this universe. We make and shape it alongside one another. The bit of earth you brought today mingled with all our other bits of earth, literally in the pot, but also our bodies here, present together, sharing breath. As individuals and as part of our community, we have the opportunity and the privilege and the power to imagine new ways of being and to try to grow them from potential to fruition. And I'll close by repeating part of our reading. Pretend just for a moment that we all so loved our threatened earth that we stopped going on cruises, limited international flights, worked on cherishing the places where we already are. The world could never change so radically overnight, but imagine. Amen, and may it be so. We will now take the offering for the care and sustenance of this community, given in generosity and received in gratitude and love. Please join me in blessing the offering with the words in your order of service. This gift from the abundance of my life blesses me, our ministries, and the world. I claimed the first couple of announcements today because I wanted to be the one to say, let us offer our deepest gratitude to the volunteers. Oh, it's behind me. Especially that one right there. Liz did a tremendous job. And I would tell you to go find Lillian and applaud her, but she is deservedly off today after all the work she has done. So thanks to your support, we raised a massive $9,383 at the garage sale. So know that every single one of your contributions made a difference, be that stuff, be that time and talent, or your money when you bought other people's stuff. And we are very, very grateful. And I would also like to announce how much, I don't know, I can't quite read that, $2,065 at the Fringe Art Festival. And again, same thing, we couldn't have done it without the volunteers and the volunteer hours and the brilliant mind who conceived it in the first place. Is Marlis here today? She's a greeter? All right, so find her, hug her, and tell her thank you.
And I'm doing the rest of the announcements.
I took the fun ones.
I know you did. This Friday, April 26th, get ready to witness a magical moment as the Pearland Junior High School West Choir records a demo for the Texas Music Educators Association in our church sanctuary. This demo could be their ticket to becoming a Texas Honor Choir. The event is open to the public, and the performance will be short but sweet. Due to the recording process, no one will be admitted into the sanctuary after 5:50 p.m. So make sure that you get here by 5:50 sharp to catch all the action.
And they do actually need an audience as part of the demo.
Okay.
So do come.
They need an audience. So please come, as you're willing and able. And this Saturday, April 27th, get ready to party with members of the church. And we're excited to announce that it will be hosted by Laverne Nash. Join us from 7 until 11 for a fun-filled gathering, both indoors and outdoors, weather permitting. And note that this is an adult party and is BYOB. And check the upcoming weekly briefs or BAUUC community Facebook page for the address, or call Laverne. And mark your calendars for a night of connection and camaraderie. BAUUC invites all young adults to Cockrell Hall on Saturday, May 4th from 6 to 9 for an evening filled with laughter, shared dishes, and the chance to engage with Reverend Katie. Bring your fabulous self and a dish to share. It's not just an event, it's a vibrant celebration of community where you can shine and forge new friendships. If you have any questions, call the office or email, and we'll see you there. And get ready to spice up your weekend at the church on Sunday, May 5th at 12:30 in Cockrell Hall. Immerse yourself in the vibrant energy of mariachi music performed by a talented trio of musicians. Indulge in the mouth-watering flavors of homemade Hispanic and Native American dishes. Dive into the rich tapestry of Hispanic cultures with a fun and an interactive quiz. Don't miss out on the chance to win exciting door prizes. Admission is a suggested donation of $13. Join us for a festive celebration that will leave you dancing with joy. Immediately after today's service, everyone is invited to join us to mingle over coffee and enjoy light snacks in Cockrell Hall. Let's come together and share some quality time as a community. And finally, here at BAUUC, we understand the importance of staying connected with our community. That's why we offer a weekly newsletter every Tuesday with the latest news and events happening at our church. Don't miss out on the opportunity to engage in meaningful activities and connect with fellow members. Sign up for our email list today back at the visitors table or at BAUUC.org and join our community of spiritual growth, fellowship, and fun. Our closing hymn is number 1064 in the Teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
At this moment of ending, may there be a good word, a blessing to help us remember what we have so often forgotten. May the message we need be gently spoken and held in the spaces in ourselves, the fibers that hold all we need to maintain our gentleness, our courage, and our hope. At this moment of ending, may the goodness we wish for ourselves and each other this community, ecosystem, planet, and stardust galaxy become such a part of us that we cannot tell where the blessing ends and we begin. Go in peace and blessed be.